Henrik Scholder here with MechanixMenace. I am standing here at my newly bought hydraulic shop press. And this is the first time I am using it, other than just pressing some stuff to see how powerful it is. It's a 50-ton press, so it is pretty powerful. The first real use for it now is I will use it as a press brake. So I will shape a piece of sheet metal that will be part of the rocker panel. As you saw in the previous video, I have cut away the rear part of the rocker panel and I'm kind of building it up again, connecting it to the rear wheel well. So this is the first time I am using it in action for real. Let's see if this little setup here will work out. We'll have a look at it in more detail later, but first let's start pressing and see what happens. Try to look if everything seems straight and lined up. I think it's good enough. Well, does bend at least. Okay. I need a 90-degree bend, but I will overbend it and then cut it to the exact angle. Yeah, maybe I was a bit too, what should I say, trusty in this little piece of, it's a, what do you call it, a console for shelf. When I tried a smaller test piece, it worked out, but with the length of this one, it seems that this bulges out too far. So I guess that I may need to modify it. Looks, yeah, it is curved a bit, so it didn't really work out as I hoped. So I will need this one to be much sturdier. You can see it has kind of opened up. Not good. Back to the drawing board. So I'm back for a new attempt. I was obviously too optimistic regarding the strength of this little U-channel here, but now I have reinforced it with a design with some pieces of particle board that I have screwed together. Still not sure if it's going to be strong enough, but I believe so. Yeah, I have rigged everything up. I think it is straight enough, and yeah, let's continue bending, see what happens. Looking good so far. I can hear a bit of cracking. Maybe it isn't strong enough. We'll see. I think I need to bend it a little bit more to get more than 90 degrees. I'm not even up to 1 ton press force yet. Let's see. Yeah, let's go a bit further. nothing to lose by doing that. I would say on the contrary. Okay. Yeah. Woohoo! Fingers crossed. Okay. I would say that this is, yeah, I think this is pretty good. I'll take a little straight edge and check it for straightness. This here is perfectly flat, and this is, yeah, close enough, I would say. Almost perfect. Yeehaw! Nice! Yeah! Woo! So I have taken off this, what do you call it, female press die, yeah, consisting of this U channel here, this little support structure. Actually, it did deform. The U channel kind of opened up a bit, not as much as previously, but it did open up. I still got the radius I was looking for, so that's okay, but I'm going to bend piece number 2, so I think I will just press this back in the vise to have the sides parallel back to the same width here, and then I will, yeah, I will screw one of these pieces off and tighten it down again to get the same support, so I have basically the same setup as I did with this first piece, and they should come out pretty good, I think. Yep. Now it's time for coffee. I'll be back. So now it's time for piece number 2. A little close up here, and I can show you kind of the parts in my little rigging of this whole contraption. This blue part here, that's actually a solid round steel bar, which has some kind of plastic protective cover, which I would like to keep. I don't want to mess this up. I could have welded it to this supporting square tube here, but like I said, I don't want to destroy it. So instead, I 3D printed these 2 fixtures, which hold the square tube and the round bar together. Then we have this U channel thing here, which had an ideal width to create the bend radius I was looking for. And then again, this support structure here with particle board, and beneath is the, yeah, what do you call it? Support steel bar that came with the press. So I have rigged everything up, I think lined up well enough. So again, it's time to start pressing. Yeah, now again you can hear it starting to crack and moan. And I think I am already above 90 degrees, so let's loosen it and see if I was correct. Well, maybe not. I need a little bit more. Damn. Now I need everything to line up well again. Should have gone a bit further. But I think I will get this to work out. Looks like I am back where I should be. So, go a bit further. That should do it. Yes. Slightly more than 90 degrees. And again, I will turn the camera. I think this looks straight and nice. Yes, I consider this a success. Yeehaw! Woohoo! So this is the place where one of those bent sheet metal pieces will end up. The rear part of the rocker panel here, which I cut away to gain access for welding these tubes, among other stuff. Have a look a little bit further away, and I think you can see here the inner part has a radius, and I found that round bar there and did some test pressings in the vise, and it created the correct radius. So my little piece here that I just bent up will go here. It will need to be cut to shape here around this tube and go back here, and also I will need to trim this end to match up with the top part here. But it looks like the radius itself came very close to where it needs to be. So after some work with the angle grinder and bench shears, I think I will be able to tack this in place in the not too distant future. But I think I will be happy for now, and I will make a little video of this. You can also see my thumb here, which has gotten blue. It's not that I test fitted the shop press on my thumb, but when moving the press inside of the garage, I did it myself. Maybe I'll post up some pictures of it. It was pretty tricky. The press itself weighs like 215 kilos, which is what, like 470 pounds or something. And it was really tall, narrow box, so it was really exciting getting it into the garage. I had to use my chain hoist to drag it along the floor, and at one point I had a pallet lifter and I was going to move it sideways, I had to push on it, on the forks there with a crowbar, and I slipped and I ran my thumb like this, pow, straight into the pallet. So I didn't actually squeeze the thumb, I just pushed it in really hard, and yeah, it was much more swollen. Maybe I'll post some pictures of that as well. I guess I will lose the nail, but yeah, accidents happen. So here are some pictures from when I moved the shop press into the garage. I did it all by myself, which is the way I usually operate. A lot of my friends say I'm stupid, not asking for help when juggling around heavy stuff, but I kind of like to see that I can manage things by myself. And also at this point in time, there were no friends available to help me. So I got it done myself, but it was tricky and heavy, and it took some time and a lot of effort, and I did hurt my thumb. But in the end, everything worked out pretty nicely. So I had to build a ramp to get the box off from the pallet, and I started by dragging it down with this ratchet strap because it was really hard to push by myself. I don't think it would have helped if we were two persons. And it was, yeah, with a very small margin that it got in through the garage door as well. So I also used a crowbar to kind of lever it off from the ramp. And then when inside of the garage, I also used some straps to secure it to stuff these pipes in the roof or on the roof to kind of help if it was going to topple over. And then when on the garage floor, I used this chain hoist to drag it along the floor to the place where it would at least end up for now. I think I will put it on wheels so I can move it aside when not using it. And when I took the sides of the box off, it was even scarier because the whole frame is super narrow, as you can see here. But luckily I could kind of temporarily fix it with a like a 2x4 to my tubing bender, which is attached to the garage floor. So I did manage to get it off and down onto the floor without any issues. And just for fun, I did try it out, bending this square tube and also flattening it. That took like 15 tons, what totally flat, and then it goes up to 50. So I think I will be able to press and bend things more or less exactly as I need. And this is how my thumb looked at its worst state. Yep, that's it for this video. Be sure to check back and see what's coming in the future. I have an interesting project which is actually not about my car. I'm helping a friend design and 3D print molds for a carburetor plenum cold air induction system for his racing Corvette. I think this could be interesting to have a look at. I will wait until he has actually laid up the carbon halves that will make up this carburetor plenum, but sooner or later that'll be shown here on the channel. Well, thanks for now. Bye.